Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Project Auto YouTube channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. And in today's video, per a request from one of our viewers, we're going to be doing another range test video on a two-way radio. We just did the ones on the DTR 550, and in today's video, per request, we're going to be doing it with the CP200 analog two-way radio. This is a UHF 4-watt, I believe. 4-watt UHF analog two-way radio. I have tons of videos on this. I'll link them in the description below for you to check out. But yeah, we're going to do the same thing that we did in the other video. We're going to do every half-mile increments and see how far we can get. So let's get started. All right, guys, we're at the half-mile mark, so let's go ahead and test it out. Radio test, 1/2 mile. How do we sound?
Loud and clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Copy that. You're loud and clear as well. We're going to go another half mile and see how we sound. All right, guys, so we're good at a half a mile, and let's go another half mile and see what we get. Alrighty, guys, we're at 1 mile. Let's go ahead and check in and see how we sound. Radio test, 1 mile. How do we sound?
Loud and clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, you're loud and clear as well. We're going to go another half mile and see how we sound. Alrighty, guys, so still good at 1 mile, still good audio. And let's go ahead and go another half mile and see how we sound. Alrighty, guys, we're at 1.5 miles. Let's go ahead and check in and see how we sound. Radio check, 1/2 mile. How do we sound?
Loud and clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alrighty, you're loud and clear as well. We're going to go another half mile and see how we sound. Alrighty, guys, so there you have it. 1.5 miles. We're still sounding good, so let's keep going. Alrighty, guys, we are at 2 miles. Let's go ahead and do a radio test and see how we sound. Radio test, 2 miles. How do we sound?
Loud and clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, so as you guys can see, we're getting a lot more static now at 2 miles. Yeah, so I think the farther we get, I don't know if we'll be able to get to 3 miles, but we're going to try and see. Copy that. You're loud and clear as well. We're going to go another half mile and see how we sound. All right, guys, let's keep going. Alrighty, guys, we're at 2.5 miles. Let's go ahead and see how we sound. Radio test, 2.5 miles. How do we sound?
Loud and clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're loud and clear as well. We're getting a lot more static now. We're going to go another half mile and see how we sound. All right, guys, so there you have it. We still have good connection there, a lot more static, but we're going to go another half mile and see how far we can get. Alrighty, guys, we're now at 3 miles. Let's go ahead and see how we sound. Radio test, 3 miles. How do we sound?
Loud and clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Copy that. You're loud and clear as well. We're going to go another half mile and see how we sound. Over. All right, guys, so 3 miles, still not too bad. Let's go ahead and keep going. Alrighty, guys, we're at, the trip meter says 3.6, but we're at 3.5 miles. Let's go ahead and do a radio test and see how we sound. Radio test, 3.5 miles. How do we sound? Radio test, 3.5 miles. How do we sound? That chirping is just letting us know the battery's getting low. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, we are not able to make contact. So 3.5 miles is the cutoff, which is surprising for a radio like this. You know, the CP200 is Motorola, one of Motorola's best-selling two-way radios. But at the same time, you guys have to understand, you know, terrain plays a factor in everything. You know, I have some structures here, houses, barns, stuff like that, that are making it harder to make contact. Yes, in a wide open field with line of sight, you'll get miles and miles and miles of range, but you have to understand when you have hills, highways, cars, buildings, trees, it does hinder the communication range significantly. But these were interesting results. We got about 3.5 miles of range before we lost connection altogether. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the DTR 550, those were digital radios, and 1 digital watt is equal to 5 analog watts. So a digital radio does have a lot more enhanced power, if you will, a lot more features, and is able to communicate a lot further. That's why analog is being phased out, and eventually it's going to be all digital. But these were good results. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, drop a like, and if you're stopping by for the first time and you want to, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next one.